so itchy. This wig is, ugh, it's so disgusting. I guess I'm not supposed to look cute, so whatever. Hey guys. Hi. I know that I just look so lovely and lively. This is one of my favorite Halloween things that I've ever done, ever. I'm sorry this wig looks so bad. I did all of this Stranger Things trunk or treat last year, and this will be a recap of what and how I did it. Now, a lot of people do trunk or treat instead of trick or treat because maybe they don't have trick or treating in their neighborhood, or they can't do it on that day or a specific day, so they go to a local community center or church and do a trunk or treat. And we were doing a trunk or treat at our church last year, and me and my husband wanted to do a really good job, and we finally decided on doing Stranger Things. And last year when I was trying to plan for it, I couldn't find anything online at all for motivation or inspiration whatsoever. So I decided, even though I didn't actually do the trunk or treat this year, someone else out there might really appreciate the inspiration for the ideas that we had. By the way, this wig is disgusting because after I used it last year, it became a toy in my kids' dress-up box. So first things first, let me explain the costume. I'm pretty sure I got this wig and these socks from Amazon. I got the dress from, do you guys know that Spirit Halloween store that kind of pops up all over the place for Halloween? I got the dress from there, and I wore white Converse with these socks, and I actually still wear them because they're super comfortable. And the rest of the costume's pretty easy. I did find a blue jacket. You can see it in the pictures. And I got that at Goodwill. It was a men's jacket. I still have it. I didn't really feel like wearing it. And then the blood, that's the only other thing is the blood. I got the blood from any like Party City store. I actually got this from Target this time. It was a in-mouth blood capsule that I popped and put it on my nose. I'll say the trick with the blood nose situation is you want to put a big concentration of like the volume or goop up at the top area, so that, because that's where most of it would gather, right? It would be coming from your nose and then it would get smaller as it comes down. This isn't ideally perfect because I didn't buy the correct stuff to use for it, but you can see in the picture that it has almost like a teardrop effect, and that's kind of what you're going for. She doesn't wear any makeup, hence the just complete flatness of my face right now. I do put on mascara just because I don't want to look completely horrifying that I scare all the little children away. But it's really just a couple simple pieces, and you can see my husband is dressed up like Dustin, and he just has this hat, which I'm almost positive also he bought this on Amazon. And then he has Dustin's wig, which I'm pretty sure we got on the Spirit Halloween website. I'm really excited to show you guys how we did this. It was pretty simple, and because we had nothing to go on and we weren't really copying anything or anybody, we really had a chance to use our imaginations and how we were going to do it. As we go through the video, I'll tell you how we did each thing. Now, we made sure that when we pulled up to the trunk or treat that we got an end spot, because we knew that we wanted to use the outside of the car as well as the inside, and we needed trees or something to the right, like on the side of the van where the door opened. We needed something to the right of it that we could attach things to, and I'll explain something about that in a minute. So as you look inside the van, you can see, well, first of all, the thing that you can't hear is the awesome Stranger Things music that's playing from a speaker, a little portable speaker in the car. Obviously I can't use that for copyright reasons, but I will explain you how I did the rest of it. So first things first, the sheet. The sheet is representative of the wall in the house in Stranger Things where Winona Ryder, where she puts the letters on the wall so that she can communicate with Will in the upside down. I went to Goodwill, I bought a sheet that had flowers on it and was a little bit dingy looking. And then with nothing to copy whatsoever other than like how many letters went in each row. I took black fabric paint and a fat brush and just really sloppily painted the letters on. It was actually really easy, and I was kind of intimidated to do that part, but it ended up not being difficult at all. It was actually the easiest part of the whole shebang. The other thing that you see there are the lights. I will tell you the lights were the most challenging part of this trunk or treat. The first thing that I did, we were trying to figure out how to power the lights from the inside of the car, and that ended up working, but not with our first solution. Our first solution was I went on Facebook Marketplace and looked for the big C9 Christmas lights that you see in the show, and I found some for super cheap. I actually had to drive really far to get them, and I hung them up how they look in the show, so across the letters. And then I also pinned them up all over the car in just a very messy kind of way. And I did that with brown duct tape. And it was very easy to get off in the end. That ended up being the easiest thing to use. The hardest thing was attaching it to the roof. But what I ended up doing was just putting command strips on the windows inside and connecting them from one to the other and pulling them as tight as I could. Now the lights you see that are lit up are actually an LED strand that we were able to plug into the car using a special adapter. And we were prepared that maybe our battery might die in our car, but like we were determined for this to be awesome and we were willing to do whatever it took. So the next thing that you see are just a couple little touches. So you see the Eggo waffles, and we tried to turn the Eggo waffles into some kind of like special treat that we could give out. We tried to candy them and it was a total fail. So we decided to just use them as a prop and put them in the box and called it 11 bait because she loves waffles if you watch the show. And then if you look in the other places, we just took some other Christmas lights and like put them in balls, like naughty balls, and just kind of staged them. One of the big things that I did for this project was ask people for help. So I don't have a lot of 70s and 80s type things in my house. So I put a request out on Facebook asking my friends and family, hey, do you guys have anything 70s and 80s themed that I can borrow? I was specifically looking for a lamp or a blanket. I was looking for a telephone. Any of the things I saw in the show that I thought I could stage in the back of the van to make it look and feel like the house that they were in. So you see the blanket, you see the phone. The phone was from our apartment where we were living. It came in the apartment. It's kind of weird. And then next to that, you see Elle's Demogorgon breakfast. And my family, we love Halloween wars. So we tried to turn the waffle into like a Demogorgon face. I think it came out pretty good for what we were trying to do, but the idea behind it was just that Elle was making the Demogorgon out of her Eggo waffles. And we even put some silly string on it to make it look like the goo that's coming out. And you just try to be imaginative with it and have fun. Another thing that you can see there as you go around the side, we actually found on Google the flyers that they used in the show that said, "Have you seen me?" posters for Will. And it was really funny because there were a lot of people that went by our van that had absolutely no idea what we were or what we were trying to display. And it was really funny because people just kind of come up and nod and be like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And there were several people that thought that Will was a real person and that he was missing and that our car was based on this boy that was missing. And I kind of felt bad, but you know, what are you gonna do? So this next part kind of came later on after the fail of the candied Eggo waffles. We decided to do an upside down, and we kind of made it fun for the kids. If they were willing to go in the upside down and reach their hand into the forest, into like the thing you'll see in the video, they could get a piece of candy. So again, super easy. I just used a piece of cardboard, black paint that I used on the sheet, and made that sign. And we used black like spider webbing, like the really cheap stuff from like the dollar section. And this is where I said before that we needed something to attach it to. So we stretched the black web from the car, from the van, to like the woods and the surrounding area to make it have that creepy upside down feeling. And then on the side of the van, you can see like a piece of plastic that looks like trees. I actually got that at Party City. It was like the whole length of the van. We were able actually to start from the back of the van and go all the way through inside, the inside out, like where the candy was, and then to the front of the van. And it actually worked out really, really well. And some kids were actually really afraid to go back there, and they were afraid to go with me back there. So they either went with their parent or sibling, or Sam walked them back. And so you can see how if the kids stuck their hand into there, they could get a piece of candy. It was really fun. And then my friend Betsy dressed up like Barb. And we just had so much fun doing this. And so it was me and Barb and Dustin. I tried to get some other people to participate, but you know, some people are party poopers. So I hope you guys liked this video. I'm sorry that I couldn't do it live for you. We're not going to a trunk or treat this year, but I had so much fun creating this last year, and I was so frustrated that I couldn't find any help anywhere on the internet, so I thought I would go ahead and post it for you guys to see and be inspired by this year. We didn't end up winning the trunk or treat. A lot of people, I think, had no idea who or what we were. And the people who did know and the people who did recognize the show just absolutely loved it. And that was so fun to see how people's eyes lit up and they were just so excited and happy, and I think it just made some people's day. So that was really fun and rewarding, and I think it made it all worth it. And we actually got a letter from one of the pastors a couple days later saying that they really appreciated our effort and gave us an honorary award after the fact. So that was kind of fun too. If you guys have any questions that I didn't answer or that I left out, please ask them below. I hope this video inspired you. If you guys do this, please let me know. I would love to see what you ended up coming up with. This was just so fun for me and my husband to do, and we always like to do stuff like this because it's a great way for us to be creative and spend time together. So if you like Halloween stuff, we've got some other videos coming up that are going to be really fun and creative, and hopefully those inspire you too. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. You're going to want to subscribe because the next couple of videos that I upload are going to be awesome, and I'm really excited. My husband's outside working on some stuff right now. So don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll see you in my next video.